So, ladies and gentlemen, currently I am replaying the Links Awakening remake on the Switch 2. You know, Zelda's one of my favorite franchises, and I've already beat this game on the Switch, but I thought, now that it has a free upgrade on the Switch 2, I might as well replay it. And replaying it on the Switch 2 feels like a brand new experience. But then that got me thinking about all the games on the Switch 2 that also have a free Switch 2 upgrade. And that list is actually pretty substantial. So in this video, we're going to go over every single game that currently has a free Switch 2 upgrade, well, on the Switch 2. So let's go ahead and get right into this video. So we are almost at the 1 year mark of the first anniversary of the Switch 2. And in that 1 year, we've been blessed with a lot of great free Switch 2 upgrades. Also some that don't really make sense. So in this video, we're going to go over every single game that currently has a free upgrade on the Switch 2. Now, I will admit, I did skip probably like 3 or 4 games because they're not really games you're going to want to play. But this is the definitive list so far of every game that has a free Switch 2 upgrade. So before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, that would truly mean the world to me. Truly. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter so we can keep our communities growing. And let's just go ahead and get right into this. So first, let's start with all the first party games, right? ARMS, one of the most unique Switch games, has a free Switch 2 upgrade. And the update includes better visuals, better frame rates, and HDR support, which is pretty cool. Animal Crossing New Horizons also got a free Switch 2 upgrade, I believe at the beginning of this year. And just reading the details, I think the only thing that is improved is the image quality. Like the actual visuals, that's it. I don't even think the frame rates. But hey, a free update is better than none. We also have Big Brain Academy Brain vs. Brain, which is a very underrated Switch game. Now with the free update for this, it has game share support, where up to 4 people can play in party mode, and you can also use game chat for this game. We also have Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Now the updated this has better visuals, a higher resolution, improved image quality, HDR support, and game share support, where 2 people can play all the courses together as well as game chat. Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics, another underrated game on the Switch. This also has a free update, and as far as I can tell, the only thing that you get with the Switch 2 edition is game share support, with up to 4 people can play 34 of the games as well as game chat. Donkey Kong Country HD Returns also got an update in January of this year. This update includes better visuals, optimized for the Nintendo Switch 2 display and high-resolution TVs for improved image quality, as well as game share support. 2 people can play together, with 1 player controlling Donkey Kong and the other controlling Diddy Kong or Dixie Kong. We also have Game Builder Garage, which I believe just improved the visuals a little bit, but also interestingly added mouse controls, which this is a really cool game to use mouse controls in. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, probably my least favorite Mario game of all time, but I'm still going to include it because it does in fact have a free Switch 2 update, and I think they only improved the visuals. I don't even think any frame rates or anything like that got improved. So Pokemon Champions, while it does not have an official Switch 2 version, did get an official Switch 2 update, and I'm reading this on Nintendo's actual website, and it says it only includes better visuals, but doesn't really say much else. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet famously got free Switch 2 updates, and now these games are just a ton better. Better frame rates and better visuals. Now, I beat these games on the Switch, and yeah, I enjoyed them, but they were not great. On the Switch 2, it is a night and day difference. Splatoon 3 also got a free Switch 2 update, and this is a game I find a lot of people don't even know that about, right? It has better visuals and better frame rates. I wish they would have did something with mouse controls, so maybe that will be something we'll see in Splatoon 4, or maybe Splatoon Raiders, but yeah, Splatoon 3 has a free Switch 2 update. Now, my favorite Mario games on the Switch entirely are Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. These got substantial free updates. Number 1, the visuals and the frame rate, both of those were boosted. What's interesting is this game did get HDR support, but only for Bowser's Fury. It also has game share support where up to 4 people can play Super Mario 3D World, which is, you know, that's pretty cool. And Bowser's Fury, 2 people can play together. And you can also share this locally through game chat or game share, whatever the hell it's called. Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2, the bundle, these also got free Switch 2 updates. Whenever you put it in your Switch 2, it just does it automatically. The visuals are obviously better on the Switch 2. Now, it does have mouse controls as well, but I believe it's like just a weird caveat. It's not for like the actual game or something. Super Mario Odyssey also got a free update. Now this has better visuals and HDR support, but I don't think they did anything to the frame rates. It also has game share where 2 people can play together, and then it also supports game chat. The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom and Link's Awakening, I'm just going to put these 2 together because they did the exact same thing where they just improved the visuals. Now I'm playing Link's Awakening right now and it seems like the frame rate is better, but it doesn't say it here on this list. But both of these games received HDR support and you can definitely tell. Now let's start getting into all the other games. We have Cozy Grove. This game has a free Switch 2 update, and essentially what this is just like a cozy life sim game about camping on a haunted, ever-changing island, right? It's a cozy game. With the free Switch 2 update, you get 4K in TV mode, 1080p in handheld mode, and increased frame rate. Final Fantasy Tactics IVALICE Chronicles also has a free Switch 2 update, and what I did is I bought the physical game on the Switch for this and then downloaded the free Switch 2 update. That way I didn't have a game keycard. The Switch 2 features here offer improved frame rates, which is not even a big deal in a game like this, as well as resolution enhanced for visual fidelity. No other changes were made. Now a game that got one of the best Switch 2 updates in my opinion is No Man's Sky. I always said this was one of the most underrated ports on the Switch, and just very impressive. The Switch 2 edition is even better. Now with the Switch 2 features here, you actually get multiplayer, so I don't think that was in the Switch 1 version. It has enhanced visuals, like brighter colors and just better resolution all the way around. And you can also build settlements in this free Switch 2 update, which is pretty cool. We also have LORELEI and the Laser Eyes, which is one of the newer games on this list. For the Switch 2 features here, it's 120 frames per second in 1080p resolution in handheld mode, 120 frames per second in 1440p in TV mode, or 60 frames per second in 4K in TV mode. So that is a pretty cool free update. Dave the Diver is another game that received a free Switch 2 update. Now, I beat this on the Switch and I thought it looked perfectly fine, but then I seen the Switch 2 gameplay and I thought, yeah, that looks a lot better. The only thing they did is improve higher resolution and improved frame rates, and you can really tell. So Factorio also got a huge free Switch 2 update, right? Like, this update is massive. Number one, it has mouse mode, and this is a game that you're gonna wanna use mouse controls in. It also has better resolution. The game will run on the screen's native 1080p resolution instead of 720p. In TV mode, it supports all resolution up to 4K. It has variable refresh rate, higher quality animations, higher quality resolution sprites, other visual improvements, faster loading times, and ability to build much larger bases. So that's one of the biggest updates so far. Stardew Valley also famously got a free Switch 2 update. And I think there were some problems initially when this update first launched. I know it has been patched since, so this is a game I mess around with probably like once a week. This game has intuitive mouse controls where you can place your furniture and organize your inventory very easy. Local split screen co-op supports up to 4 people, and I think on the Switch it might have been only 2 people. Online multiplayer supports up to 8 players, and with game share, with just 1 copy, you can play with like 3 other people or something. Very cool. So I'll put these 2 games together as well. Hollow Knight and Hollow Knight Silksong. Both of these games have free Switch 2 updates. On the Switch, I think the games look great though. But on the Switch 2, they have a higher resolution, improved frame rates, and it says additional effects, which I gotta assume it's like something to do with the Joy-Cons or something weird like that. There's like small details that are really, really cool. So a game called Sayonara Wild Hearts is also a newer release on the Switch 2, and for the free update for the Switch 2 for this game, you can chase high scores in a new unlockable Remix Arcade, which is only on the Switch 2. It has 120 frames per second in 1080 resolution in handheld mode, and 1440p in TV mode, as well as 60 frames per second and 4K in TV mode. Divinity Original Sin 2, which is a game by Larian Studios, which is the same studios who made Baldur's Gate. This game has a free Switch 2 upgrade as well, and the only thing I can find, it says it has a higher resolution and provides a smoother experience with increased frame rates. This was a game that would do really well with mouse controls, so I can't see anything where it says it has that. Hopefully that's something they'll add in the future, because if not, man, that is a huge missed opportunity. A really charming game called Self-Worth also has a free Switch 2 upgrade. And that Switch 2 upgrade has a ton of features. 1080p resolution in handheld mode, 4K resolution in TV mode, increased frame rates, faster load times, allows more boats to be present at one time, enables shadows in the water, enables water reflections, enables high quality post-processing such as color grading and bloom. So going from the Switch to the Switch 2 is substantial. Two more games that I will place together is Subnautica and Subnautica Below Zero. Both of these games received free Switch 2 upgrades, and I've actually played around with Subnautica on my Switch 2, but I can't really compare it too much because I never played the Switch version. But it says it has enhanced resolution, a higher frame rate, and supports Joy-Con 2 mouse controls, which is really cool that you can use mouse controls in these games. So a game that was like promoting their Switch 2 version for quite a while, and I just had a strong feeling that they were going to charge you. It just seemed like the logical step is Disney Dreamlight Valley. This game did incredible on the Switch, so I was sure that Switch 2 upgrade pack is going to be like 5, 10, even 20 bucks or something, but it actually has a free Switch 2 upgrade. And that comes with improved loading times, enhanced resolution, smoother frame rate up to 60 frames per second, and increased item limit of 6,000 items. Hades 2 also has a free Switch 2 upgrade, and I'll be honest, I completely forgot this game was on the Switch, but I'm sure it runs fine over there. But on the Switch 2, it has 120 frames per second performance at 1080p resolution in TV mode, 60 frames per second performance and 1080p in handheld mode, enhanced texture quality, and enhanced visual effects. So famously, Red Dead Redemption also got a free Switch 2 upgrade, which is insane, right? Something free coming from Rockstar. I can't find anything on Nintendo's actual website about this, but it seems like the frame rates and just the overall resolution is a lot better. And the Switch port was fine, but on the Switch 2, you know, it's just a little bit better, or actually maybe even a lot better. And it's really cool they give us a free Switch 2 upgrade. BROTATO also got a free Switch 2 update, and this includes a higher frame rate, enhanced resolution, 4-player local co-op, and game share with local users. A really cool game called Core Keeper also got a free Switch 2 update. And with the features here, through multiplayer, you can team up with up to 8 people, and I think maybe on the Switch it was only 4 people, to explore, build, and survive together. It has enhanced visuals, and better performance, and extra content, so that's pretty cool. Shadow Labyrinth also got a free Switch 2 update, and I'll be honest, this game is on the Switch, but it always looked pretty rough over there. So on the Switch 2, the frame rates and resolution are upgraded compared to the Switch edition. And if you ever get a chance to play this, I would say just play it on the Switch 2. But if you got it for the Switch and then eventually get a Switch 2, that upgrade is 100% free. So a really cool sequel to a game I really enjoyed. Planet of Lana 2 came out, I want to say in like the last month or two, and this also got a free Switch 2 upgrade. On the Switch 2, it has 60 frames per second performance at 1080p resolution in TV mode, 60 frames per second performance and 1080p resolution in handheld mode, enhanced texture quality, and enhanced visual effects. And if you get a chance to play this, man, check it out. I think there's a demo. So one of the breakout indie games to come out recently is a game called MINISHOOT Adventures, and this was actually compared to the classic Zelda games quite a bit. But this game also got a free Switch 2 upgrade, and those Switch 2 features will give you a higher frame rate as well as enhanced resolution. But I will say this, I've seen the Switch version as well, it does not look that bad. Another game that I talked about pretty recently is a game called DINKUM, and I'm not sure why, but that name just makes me want to laugh. Like, I just find it so funny for some reason. But this game also got a free Switch 2 upgrade. On the Switch 2, you can enjoy a smoother, clearer experience with improved frame rate and resolution. And then some of the visuals have been optimized as well. So maybe like some animations or something like that. If you like Animal Crossing, though, you'll probably like this. It's kind of like that, but like more archaeological style, if that makes sense. Now, a game I guess I've been pronouncing wrong for a long time now is a game I've been calling Ball X Pit, but somebody told me it was called Ball Pit. But then I thought, well, why the hell did they put the X there? And that Switch 2 upgrade comes with enhanced resolution as well as improved frame rates. This game is so damn addicting. It's like crack, truly. And the last game I'm going to mention here is an incredibly charming game, so good, called Cast and Chill. This is like a classic fishing game from the early 2000s, right? Brought in modern times. It is so damn good. The features here you'll get in that upgrade is 120 frames per second performance at 4K resolution in TV mode, 120 frames per second performance and 1080p resolution in handheld mode, and local and online game share compatibility. Maybe they could have did something with mouse controls, but they could have did something really cool with the Joy-Cons because it's a fishing game, right? Something really like interesting and intriguing. I don't know what, but maybe using the Joy-Con as a fishing pole, but that's besides the point, man. So this is every game besides like maybe 3 or 4 that currently has a free Switch 2 upgrade if you already own the game on the Switch. And that was like over 40 games or something probably, right? Not bad, you know? All things considered, not bad. Now, 2 other games that I think you could technically put in here, possibly, if you have the expansion pass for Nintendo Online, like the $50 a year one, you can play Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 editions as well. If not, you have to pay $10. But if you have the expansion pass, technically you're getting them for free, even though you're paying for another service or whatever. So in the comments below, I would love to hear from you guys. What games are you playing? What games did you have on the Switch that you're now playing on the Switch 2? Is it an improved experience? Just let me know. And if you made it all the way to this part of the video, if you could do me a favor, hit a like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter so we can keep the communities growing. And just know every single Thursday at 8 p.m. we stream right here on YouTube. So I'd love for you to become a channel member and come hang out during stream. And you guys know me, I'll see you very soon with a new video. Peace.